All right, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I have not done this since like COVID days when we were recording lessons and whatnot. So bear with me. I apologize. My family is sick and I'm going to be out all week. I know the timing's not great, but we got to keep plugging through and getting things done. So check my Schoology page, email me if you have any questions, issues, or concerns. But luckily with this chapter, I think you should be able to follow along even if I'm not there. So let's jump on in. Before we get started, I'm assuming some of the other classes are talking about this, but if not, registration and payment for the AP exam is coming up. So the payment window for the AP exam closes on November 4th. Students must register and pay for your exam by that day. You have to be currently enrolled in an AP class at Westsaco High School to register for the AP test. Registrations that are not paid by November 4th will be canceled after November 15th and exams will not be ordered. The standard exam fee is $107 and $10 for students that have qualified for free reduced lunch. If you have questions on qualifying for that, you need to email that email there. And then there is a cancellation fee. So students who cancel an exam before March 1st, you'll be charged $40 per exam that you cancel, and there'll be no refunds after March 2nd. I remember do not require you to take the AP Stats exam for this class. If you do not take the exam, there will be a different exam that you just have to take in my class on that same day. I think the AP test is Thursday, May 4th, Thursday, May 5th of 2023. It's whatever that Thursday is. So, um, yeah. So you have a couple weeks to kind of decide, talk about it with your parents and whatnot, whether or not you want to take it. But it is $107 for the majority of you. In order to register, you need to sign into myap.collegeboard.org. If you've taken AP exams before or been in AP classes before, it should be the same login. The thing that you need to watch out for is these codes here. So first period, you need to make sure that when you log in, you're using that code YMJR4M. That is for first period only. And then second period, your code is WRPVEJ. So if you want to take the AP Stats exam, you need to go into myap.collegeboard.org. You need to register or enroll using this specific class code. Please make sure you use the correct one for first period or second period. Once you have logged in, then you would need to confirm your exam registration before November 4th, and then make sure that your family members pay. You don't pay through College Board. You pay through the schoolpay.source or /source link. Usually your parents can find it on the main SPS or West Seattle High School page. But if you have questions on how to get to that, let me know. Most important thing are the codes. Got to make sure you have the correct code and are signed up via the correct class period. So register. I'll keep reminding you every day for the next 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks from Friday that you have to pay. So yeah, crazy that October's like halfway over. So it's going to go by fast. All right, let's jump into today. All right, so the check your understanding from yesterday's assignment and the answer key to yesterday's assignment are on Schoology. So if you want to, after this video, go check those out, you should be able to fill out the check your understanding from Monday's lesson and check your answers from yesterday's assignment. Today we are starting lesson 4.2 and we're still talking about experiments. We're just doing a couple of different more specific things that we're adding to the experiments and that we want to talk about some little details. So first things first that you need to do is you need to go to my Schoology page and there should be a video link that's above this one that you need to watch, and that video is all about the placebo effect. It's called there's like some fake energy drink or something that they're trying to do. So first thing you need to do, pause this video and you need to go watch the placebo video that's on my Schoology page first. Once you've watched that, then you can complete the rest of the questions. All right, so hopefully you've already watched that video. I think it's kind of like funny, a satire. It like looks real, but it also like seems kind of fake, but maybe it's because they have British accents. I don't know. Take about 30 seconds. I probably won't wait that long, so if you want to pause this video or you can just watch it and see what I write down. Oh my gosh, my handwriting's going to be atrocious on here. But why do you think the people in the video got stronger? Why do you think the people in the video got stronger? That's the question that we are asking now. I will pause for dramatic effect. There's not really necessarily like one right or one wrong answer that you could have, but essentially the reason that people got stronger in this is because of what's called the placebo effect. Placebo. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, my rating's gonna be atrocious. That's okay. I'll get over it. It's called the placebo effect, and so the placebo effect essentially is when you are told that you are either being given some sort of a treatment, in this case given some sort of a drink that's supposed to make you stronger, when in all actuality you're just given like water or sugar or nothing. Whenever I think of placebo effect, I always think of Grey's Anatomy. So if you watch Grey's Anatomy, that happens a lot with clinical trials and stuff. So essentially, why do you think people in the video got stronger? Well, they thought that they should be stronger. So maybe they got stronger because they were just trying harder. So, oh no, can I write maybe they were trying harder? And the reason that they were trying harder was because they thought that they should be getting stronger from the drink. Not because they actually were. Oh my gosh. Be getting stronger. Placebos are used quite often in experiments. I don't want you to think of it as like lying for statistics, but it's interesting to kind of see how the power of persuasion can really affect somebody's mind one way or another. When you think that you're given something, are you really being affected, or is it just your mind playing games with you? So, placebo effect, kind of what we're talking about today. Similar to the video, Mrs. Gullis, some random teacher, wants to use a beverage test to test the effect that caffeine can have on heart rate. So here's an initial plan. She wants to, step 1, measure initial pulse rate. Step 2 looks like give each student some caffeine. In this case, she's using Coca-Cola. Wait for some specific time, and then measure final pulse rate, and then compare final and initial pulse rates. So there are some problems with this plan. There's some issues. And we'll kind of talk about what those issues are. But what I want you to think about, and once again, maybe pause this video because I probably won't give you as much time as I usually do in class. But what are some other variables that could cause the pulse rates to either go up or go down? Okay, what are some other things besides the effect of caffeine that could cause it to go up or down? What are some issues? What are some other variables? And this is going to be really hard for me to write nicely. But I'm going to try my very best. Okay, let's see. Other variables. Okay, so other variables or why the pulse rates might go up and down. Once again, not really a right or a wrong answer, so please don't think. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it zoomed in for you, but it zoomed in for me, so we unzoomed. But some variables could be, here, let's see if I can erase that. There we go. All right, so some other variables could be that maybe students are nervous, or the subjects, I guess. Oh yeah, students. So the students could be nervous, nervous. My R and my V's look like the same. Oh my goodness. Nervous. Okay. Another thing, I guess, besides the caffeine, Coca-Cola has a super high sugar content, so it could be because of the sugar. And I think the other thing is that you know that you're getting the caffeine, right? It doesn't say in the specific prompt anything about it being a blind taste test, and we'll talk about that in the next slide. But since students know that they're giving the caffeine, because it says give each student some caffeine, since they're doing that, then other variables could be that the placebo effect is taking into play. So they know they're getting caffeine, so then they think that their heart rate should be going up. There's probably more, but those I think are the three that I would kind of lean on. All right. All right. Go back to your lesson number 2 and propose a solution to each problem. So, I think the solution to the problem is a few things. So the first one, which was the nervous. For the nerve one, I would probably have I mean, I guess there's not really anything for nerves. I mean, I guess you just calm people down. I think really the one with the sugar content, and I guess to also help with the nerves, I would probably say the first thing that you would want to do is have some sort of a control group. Usually for experiments, and this probably happens a lot in your science classes also, you'd want to have some sort of control group that doesn't get the caffeine. And so you would test their pulse rates before and after and hope that theirs are the same. But it kind of gives you like a baseline as well. So however you can control the other variables, maybe you get like Coke Zero has 0 sugar, right? I guess you could do that for the sugar and make sure that's just caffeine based. So Diet Coke has caffeine, but technically no sugar. That could be another thing you could control as well. And then the other thing, the main thing to help with the placebo effect would be doing some sort of a blind taste test. Oh my gosh. And so for the blind taste test, generally what would happen is you would have a bunch of different cups, and they all look like they are filled with caffeine or with Coca-Cola, but really only half of them are filled with caffeinated Coca-Cola and the other half is not, and only you as the experimenter know which is which. And so you would give everybody, like, you'd label everybody A and B without them knowing, and you would give all the A's the caffeinated and all the B's the not, but you wouldn't tell them necessarily. That's what you did. So if you could make it a blind taste test, then that would kind of help with the placebo effect taking place. If you have any questions about the placebo effect, let me know. Once again, I feel like it should kind of be self-explanatory, but I don't want to assume. All right, designing an experiment to test the effect that caffeine has on heart rate. So you have your two options from yesterday. You have option 1, you can write it using words. Or option 2, you can make a diagram. If you make a diagram, you would need to have some sort of total amount of students. I would have to go back. Let's see. How many students? It didn't say, right? So if it doesn't say how many students, I would always go with just 100 as a good baseline. So you would have to have your 100, tell me how you randomize it, and then have your groups, your treatments, and your conclusion. Obviously this is not, but there's no way I could even write it, so it'd be nice. But essentially you could write it like this, like it was yesterday, or you could do it in words, and you always want to do the 3 kind of steps. 1, how are you randomly choosing the 100 subjects? 2, how are you randomly deciding who gets caffeine and who doesn't, so the 50-50 split? And how are you going to draw your conclusions? In your explanations, whether you're doing words or diagrams, you would want to make sure that you include something about the fact that is it going to be blind? But I think in this case you'd want to make sure that half of your group got regular caffeinated Coke and then the other half got non-caffeinated Coke. So if you're doing that, I would say have some sort of blindness in it so that way they don't know which is which. That way you don't fall into the placebo effect. All right. If you have any questions on that, let me know. I'll save the nice filled out one and post it to Schoology sometime this week, but you can just look back on this PowerPoint. You should be good to go. All right. This will be filled out on the PDF that's right below. So filled out on PDF on Schoology. And the one from yesterday is already posted. And the one from yesterday is in yesterday's Monday folder. So you should have that. For today or the rest of class tonight, so this only took me about like 20 minutes, so you should have plenty of time to do the check your understanding problems. I will also post this answer key on Schoology. If you have any questions, issues, or concerns, let me know. Please do it first before you check the answer key. That way you can make sure that you're getting it done and that there's, you're doing it on your own and not just looking at mine. All right. Last but not least, you have a quiz tomorrow. Your quiz is tomorrow. Oh, that's not going to show up. Tomorrow. So even though I'm going to be out, you're still going to have a quiz. The quiz is going to be on section 4.1, which is what we did last week. So please make sure that you are looking over those notes. It will be everything we did last week. So the different types of samples that we did, voluntary response, convenience sample, a simple random sample, stratified sample, cluster sample. Am I missing any of my samples? I might be off the top of my head. But check all of your samples, anything in there, and then the different types of biases that we talked about, whether it was non-response. Oh, my brain can't think. It's because it's like 10 o'clock at night. You can look back and you can know what they are. But that's going to be the quiz. It's non-calculator. It's like 3 or 4 questions. It's all writing. You should have the entire class tomorrow to work on it, and you should be good to go. You're all amazing. Email me with any questions, issues, or concerns. I'm sorry I'm going to be out all week, but that is life. So you are going to have to put your big independent college learner pants on and make sure that you are keeping up with things, because I don't want to hear when I come back next week that you didn't do anything because I was gone. All right, love you all. See you soon.